Today we're putting the spotlight on the infrastructure and operations app. This is the one place where you get detailed insights into your hosts, your processes, your network devices, and everything else in your environment, whether you're monitoring it through the one agent, OpenTelemetry, or our extensions. Now I'm here on the playground, so I'm opening up the infrastructure and operations app here. Be reminded the Infra and Ops app is pre-installed on every Dynatrace tenant, so you can also just open it on your tenant, or you follow my lead here on the playground. Now, for those of you that have seen some of my videos and are familiar with Dynatrace, similar components on this app for filtering. On the left side, the different types of entities we're monitoring, whether it's hosts, processes, right? You get the list of processes, containers, hosts that are coming in through OpenTelemetry, host monitoring, processes that are coming in through OpenTelemetry, and so on and so forth. So you can see how you can filter or focus on those entities that you're interested in. Also, if you scroll a little further down, you can also filter on different status types or tags, whether it is around alert status, device's name, and so on and so forth. Okay, so let me go back to hosts and I'll just show you a couple of more things. I have a front-end high CPU host here, so that's the name of that host. So this is a demo environment and we use it to show you different capabilities. And what I really like is that you click on that host, you immediately get to see your overview, the critical metrics. Also, if you have unhealthy processes, you immediately see those processes that are unhealthy. You also get access to logs. So that means the beauty of Dynatrace is we're not showing you or forcing you to find the logs relevant to a particular host or process. We show it to you in context. And in this case, you also get pre-defined or recommended queries to analyze the logs that came in for a particular problem, for instance, right? So click on it and you automatically get the logs. You can explore them from here, and then you can do the explain log. You can view the trace, view the user sessions if it is connected with that, or you can take the log and then take it to the logs app. All right, let me quickly walk you through a couple of other things. If you are in that mode where on the left side you have the list, or in this case of hosts, you can obviously just click on it, and on the right side you see the tab stays open and you can immediately click through it and get the latest. If you want to see a more detailed view of hosts, you can click on View Host. Then you are in the details view. Again, the core metrics, technology overview, so what type of technology runs on that particular host, connections, what type of network connections are there, what type of network devices are on this particular host. Also disk analysis, what type of disks, and you can from here also go into what type of processes are running, and if there's containers that are running, you also see all of the containers that are running on this particular machine. Also be reminded that we do not only have the host in isolation, we also give you always the topology information. We call this Smartscape. That means you click on Smartscape and now you get to see, in this case, the horizontal dependency of this particular host. I'm zooming out here so that everything fits on that screen. You see the dependency model between this host and other hosts. And if you click on vertical, you then see the vertical dependency map, which means you'll see what runs where and kind of like the, in which particular availability zone, on which EC2 host or Azure or GCP, and also which processes run on there. All right, so this is Smartscape. Now, there's many ways to explore the data. I also really like the fact that, let me click on, I think we have a lot of processes here. For instance, the web server is interesting. Right? I can obviously do the same thing with our processes, but what I would like to show you is this. You can switch between the health tab, the utilization tab, where we by default show you different columns, for instance, for utilization analytics, and also metadata. Metadata means you immediately see all of the technologies that are running in there and also tags. So now let me just zoom over here. So tags means if you have Kubernetes tags, if you have labels on there, they automatically get enriched and propagated to the process. And this also now means I can easily, so for instance, here I have a process that has the tag namespace EasyTrade. I can just interact with it, right? And I can now add it as a filter. So that means you can obviously use the filter bar to filter on, show me certain processes or hosts in a particular namespace or based on other metadata, but you can also interact with the table, and then it's super easy to find this information here. So filter on it. All right, so this is the app. Do me a favor, click through it, analyze it, follow the red, but there's more to it. I think I've changed the way I interact with Dynatrace, with observability data, since Dynatrace Assist was announced. So Dynatrace Assist, if you open it up, you can see it here through the menu, also automatically provides me prompts that are relevant to the current context, meaning I am in the infrastructure and operations app, which means I get some prompts that might be useful for me. So for instance, the host health overview. If I click on go, and now by the way, I am here using the agentic mode. If on the bottom left, agentic, that text shows gray for you, it means you're not running an agentic, just follow the description to enable it. Because now what it does, we are providing skills that are kind of like your infrastructure and operation expert. It basically makes now queries for me to tell me, where do I really need to look at, right? And this is now going through all the data for me, going through Smartscape, what you saw earlier, to understand dependencies, going through the logs, going through the metrics, and it is basically telling me what are my hotspots. And it already detected a couple of those, and it gives me also a nice summary in the end. So clearly, this is a much more efficient way to analyze this data and get action items. Now, how do you get started? You get started by adding coverage. On the top right, you just follow the details on how to add host, how to add network, and how to add any other technology. Also, last thing I want to highlight here, alerting templates. At some point, obviously, you want to get alerted, right? We do a lot of automated alerting based on anomalies, but here you can be very specific on what you want to specifically get alerted on. So for instance, interface traffic low, click on new alert. This is kind of an alert template. You only need to go through the wizard to specify, in this case, what's the condition, static threshold, auto threshold, or seasonal baselining. Set the condition, then give it some additional details, and then you get alerted in case, like in this particular example, you have traffic low interface low traffic. Yeah. So infrastructure and operations. Check it out. Hopefully you will find this useful. Also remember to use Dynatrace Assist, explore all of the different prompts that are given, come up with your own prompts, keep the conversation going, because obviously from here, like you are used to with any other agentic interface, you can keep the conversation going, ask follow-up questions, ask for recommendations, and yeah, that's it. See you on the next Step Spotlight.